There's a name I'm certain you're going to recall. Zanele Situ, the first black female athlete to win a Paralympic gold medal, sadly passed away on Wednesday, aged 52. Now, this comes as we now observe Disability Rights Awareness Month. Situ, of course, dominating both javelin and discus and inspiring many others with her various achievements. Now, in honor of her success, she was awarded the Order of eNCA. It's the silver award, if you will, from the presidency back in 2003. And from there on, she went into higher heights at the 2004 Athens Paralympic Games. She won an incredible award there for javelin as well. Let's just reflect quickly on her life, her legacy, what an inspiration she was, as we also talk about Disability Month. I'm joined by Masego Mokhine, also a name I'm sure you're very familiar with, former wheelchair South Africa basketball player, motivational speaker as well, joining us this afternoon. Masego, good to have you on the show. I appreciate the time. My condolences for the loss earlier this week. It's difficult to try and explain the kind of inspiration that she was. Let's start there if you can, and just to give us your sense of how you remember her.
Good evening, Gareth. Very sad news indeed. I've known Zanele since 2002. I was 16, the youngest traveler, as we went to the World Championships. That was in Lille, France, in 2002. We met first in a 2-week camp that was arranged at Germiston here in Gauteng, and we used to live in a hotel as to get to know, each other. She took me under her wing, made me comfortable, told me that I don't have to cry for my mom, or, since it was my first time traveling overseas, and I will definitely indeed miss her. Since she's from the Eastern Cape, she used to represent Eastern Cape in different sporting codes: javelin, shot put, discus, and table tennis. And then she then came here in Gauteng and lived in Pavilion, where I used to go there almost on every weekend. Why? She was my coach as well, an inspiration, an icon, a motivator, and a protector.
And now, as a result of all that time with her, Masego, you've gone on to establish the Masego Mokhine Foundation as well. I want you to tell me about that, because we also, of course, we're recognizing what this month is about, the constitutional rights of people living with disabilities to be improved upon and recognized more. Take me into your world quickly. What rights do you think need to be improved on for people with disabilities?
The rights, I would say most of the time we are supported. What we need more is recognition, especially reaching down there in the rural areas. We need to spread the word disability for it to be understood. Most we are born with and living with disabilities. Some is by accidents, some it was by medication and other things that were, unforeseen circumstances, I would say. My foundation will be to improve the lives of people living with disabilities, especially in areas as well as facilities around South Africa, Gauteng, KZN, the entire South Africa, in each and every province. She told me, if you want to reach out, you need to go there, because most of the people in rural areas do not have, for instance, social media, television, do not have radios, some, and it is now time for me to go there and establish knowledge, give information as to where they can improve and how. So far, South African government is doing very well in terms of education, as schools, in universities, for instance, the NEFSA's bursary, we are being paid by Department of Labor. So people in the rural areas don't know much about that. And it is our right and my right to inform them. Mr. Andy Scott, another legend in our disability, I can say community, because we're a very small community. We know each other very well, our families and so forth, said everyone in the world is capable, 90% chances of having a disability. Therefore, it should be taught, it should be informed. And legends, especially in the disability world, should be known, should be celebrated and appreciated whilst they're still alive. And they should be known.
They should be known before we lose them. But despite that, the legacy of Situ, of course, Situ going to continue. Zanele passing away earlier this week, very sad. And Masego, I'm going to say thank you for you making time and speaking to us, giving us a real sense of how important Zanele was to disabled sport in South Africa. Masego Mokhine, with her own foundation, please go look for it, this NPO, Masego Mokhine Foundation, also doing some incredible work as a result of the inspiration from Zanele.